And we are back for yet another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Top 25 video. And my friends, I always like to bring an esteemed guest onto the channel to talk about the top 25. And so this time we have brought the one and only, formerly known as Darth Mullet. It's just Ian. What's going on, Ian?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me.
Dude, it's good. It's good to have you. Have you done a top 25 video with me before?
No, this is my first one.
Wow.
I'm pumped.
Have you ever voted on a top 25?
I don't think so. I just like to see your guys' ideas of like what it all is. So I'm excited though. This is gonna be a cool one.
Cool. So the way the top 25 works, if you're not familiar, if you're new to the channel, or maybe Ian, maybe you don't know how the top 25 works, we have a poll of experts who vote on this list every single month and cast their votes 1 through 25. It works just like the college football, college basketball AP poll works. 25th place gets 1 point. First place gets 25 points. We calibrate all of the votes, and boom, there is our tiered list. So without any further ado, should we get into the list?
Let's do it, man.
All right, here's what we got. I'm gonna move, let's see here. Oops, we're getting some inception there. Okay, we're gonna move that there. And here we go. Starting with number 25, we got Rey Jedi Training in at number 25. Darth Nihilus is in at number 24. C-3PO in at number 23. Traya at 22. Rex at 21. Brood Alpha at 20. We've got Grandmaster Yoda at 19. 18 is Resistance Hero Finn, his first appearance on the list. Wat Tambor in at number 17. And then Thrawn in at number 16. And so I'm just going to show you guys that listed. Oops, my footage just paused. We're going to roll that right now. So, Ian, as you look at the first group of 10 on this list, what are some of your takeaways from this initial group of 10?
So I think this is solid stuff. I'm not sure exactly when this was, but I'm probably guessing like maybe right around when the GLs maybe dropped or somewhere around there.
When we voted?
But yeah, I'm not sure when you guys
We
did
voted
this.
after the GLs. We voted about a week ago. So yeah, it's pretty fresh. And we gave the GLs a little bit of time to bake before I gave out the list. Yeah.
I think this is solid stuff. Yeah, I think Finn is at a good spot because, you know, the whole GL team is kind of fresh, and, you know, there's probably a lot of different variations, and, you know, I think that's a good spot. I think everybody here, the one I like the most though is Thrawn. I like how Thrawn's up now 2 spots. I can see actually Thrawn for like next month getting even higher because he is so crucial for a lot of these counters versus the Galactic Legends. It's kind of insane.
It's really ironic actually seeing Thrawn and Wat Tambor showing up there because they're both right. They're like the counter kids, right?
Yeah, they are. Dude, it's like Thrawn's like the OG version of a Wat Tambor. Or no, wait, is that the best way to say it? No, Wat Tambor.
No, I think that's a great way to say it because for a long time, Thrawn was like the answer to every meta. And now Wat is that.
Yeah, dude, I still love Thrawn a lot. I'm gonna get him Gear 13 one day. I promise you that. He's just so good. He's just so good.
He's like singing the Pokemon song. I wanna be the very best. One day I'll get Gear 13, Thrawn.
Oh my gosh, dude! Actually, today I just got my BSF Gear 13, and I'm like, dang time, dude. So yeah, Thrawn's on my list for sure.
All right. I really like Thrawn increasing in priority too, and I feel like this makes a lot of sense. Out of this list, by the way, I believe it's only 2 characters. Only 2 characters increased in ranks. Other than there were 3 that showed up that weren't there before. So only 2 characters that were on the list last month actually jumped ranks this time. Everyone else either stayed the same or went down. There's a lot of red on this list from this month to last month. A lot of people did fall down, including Wat Tambor, who fell down 1. I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like Wat is one of the most OP characters in this game, one of the most vital characters in this game. I probably would put
him a little bit higher, honestly.
I think he's top 15. Would you agree?
Easily, yeah. If not, maybe top 10, probably.
Yeah, and
he's so good.
I mean, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, we're talking about the best overall characters in this game, but something to consider about Wat is not only is he so valuable for countering Galactic Legends, but a lot of the most OP Rey teams are utilizing who?
Wat Tambor.
Wat Tambor.
Yeah, he's everywhere, man. You cannot escape the Wat Tambor. He's so good. I mean, you don't even need to have like a Gear 13, Gear 12 one. You can have like a 5-star Wat beating these GL Reys. It's just he's just so good. He's so instrumental to counters, and it's insane.
He's the counter king, and he's even used in the meta teams too. So. Yeah, hard to get around Watt's importance. We're talking about this bottom part of the list quite a bit. I think there's a lot to digest here, but I really love the fact that Resistance Hero Finn is finally showing up. I feel like the pollsters kind of neglected him at first. I really felt like he was such an OP character, and especially you're seeing now with these Ray teams just how much value he has. I feel like a lot of people facing a full Resistance team with the Resistance Hero brothers, you got to take Finn out fast, or you're in trouble.
Scary. The TM swap early on because how fast he is, and then he can like immediately right after do his whole mass assist AOE. Those two things is they're very, very scary. And on top of that, his unique has a whole built-in counter chance with Inspire. Dude, it's crazy. He's a busted character in my opinion, especially on Array. Crazy.
Busted.
Yeah.
Absolutely busted. So yeah, I would argue that Thrawn is probably in the right place. I feel like Wat Tambor is underrated, and Resistance Hero Finn might need to jump up a few spots too. But other than that, everything else looks pretty good here. Also, quick honorable mention. We're not going to get into this a ton in this video, but Rex fell 8 spots. That is one of the biggest plummets I've seen in a long time, and I think a lot of that is just indicative of a switch in meta, and Rex just has a lot less use than he once did now. All right. Let's go on to the next part of the list. We got number 15, my boy, Han Solo, coming in at number 15. Then we got 14 fives. Chewbacca is in at number 13. We have got Jedi Anakin at 12. And then we've got General Kenobi in at number 11. And then I'll show you number 10 too. Commander Luke comes in at number 10. And you can see here, fives. The only one that jumped, other than Thrawn that had been on the list prior. Do you agree with that jump there? I feel like it's interesting that fives jumped a spot and Rex fell so hard. Shouldn't they both fall if we're gonna dock the clones?
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I don't know why Rex fell too hard, but yeah, I mean, I would probably assume that if they were to like fall or do whatever, like jump or fall, they'd probably be like the similar thing because of like their usability in the title first. Like they're pretty much the exact same team. You need both of them. But fives, I guess, is a bit more instrumental because he's really great in fleets. Yeah. And he's like crazy good in like the 501st and like Shock T, like all those teams. I don't really know the why Rex. I mean, going back, I'm still not too sure why Rex fell so hard, but you never know. But fives, I guess, yeah, he's always good because of his fleet use and also how good he is in like GAC TW with like the 501st. It's crazy.
Well, if you look at who's above him, at least if we're shifting the conversation back to Rex, I feel like Rex is more valuable than Brood Alpha. Would you agree? Yoda, Resistance. Yeah. Look at everyone. Is there anyone?
These are
him?
The bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone above him that would be more valuable? That Rex wouldn't be more valuable than. I think. Well, yeah. I think Rex is more valuable than Brood, so I could make an argument for one spot above. Maybe more so than Yoda. Resistance Hero Finn, maybe not. Wat Tambor, no. Thrawn.
Well, when I'm looking at the bottom, like let's just say from 19 and down, I mean, you have like a few of these guys that like, let's just for example say Brood Alpha and Yoda, those two, they can counter the GL Ray. Yeah. And also Yoda can be really good in the Kylo counter. So I can see maybe Rex falling in that aspect, but that's kind of hard in my opinion. Like, I don't know. That's just a little bit too harsh for my boy Rex, but I can see actually Alpha jumping a couple more spots next month because he can be really great versus Rays. He's just so good.
Yeah, he is being included in a lot of counters, and so hard to. Brood Alpha is a character I feel like has been very, very useful for a long time, but just on this list really struggles. That he doesn't get much love. Maybe it's just the group I've got. I've always kind of felt like he doesn't get as much respect as he deserves too. So. All right, let's do the rest of the list. We'll do the top 10 here, starting with number 9. We have got Bastila Fallen. We got Jedi Revan, Padme Amidala, General Grievous, Darth Revan, Darth Malak, General Skywalker, and then the top 2 are, guess who? Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, and Rey comes in, rounds out the list at number 1. Now, here's the question I have for you, Ian. I think I might know what your answer is going to be, but the one that we really got to debate the most, I don't think we need to debate whether or not Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and Rey deserve to be top 2, right? Are we? I don't think that's a debate. But do you feel like Rey is really number 1? I actually feel like, based on what I've been seeing recently, I'm unconvinced. How do you feel? Where do you stand on this?
I think we should, in that like top 10 right there. I think everything's really good for the most part, but I would probably just move Kylo up to the first and then move Rey down to second. That's my take on that.
Justify it. Justify yourself.
He can solo Grievous teams. He can solo so many teams. He can beat Reyes with just him and Watt. When you get ultimates unlocked and you have that on your Kylo, he turns into a maniac. And you have to now counter that with your other GL if you have one. Gas can't do a whole great job versus that team, and you're going to probably be forcing a JKR Gas counter to that, which not many people want to do or even have for the most part if you're not like a top tier player, because Gas is still like a hard person to unlock. But Kylo's uses outweighs Rey's uses by a lot, in my opinion. And on top of that, with how the Siphon kind of functions with him, he's going to be better long term because of potential more relic levels and more like just any stat increases, anything, because you can siphon more of that stuff from them. And in that case, in that regards, I think Kylo's a little bit better than Rey, but I do think Rey can be really, really hard to kill, kind of like Kylo, but I still like Kylo's uses on offense and defense is more on the offense side of things, because you can just solo get so many high banners versus teams. It's kind of insane. On Rey's side of things, not so much. You're not going to be able to like, get as crazy high of banners, but she still maintains that really strong defense kind of capabilities like Kylo does. But Kylo has best of both worlds. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Wow.
I guess.
Okay.
I love Kylo. I think I made a huge mistake going for Rey. That's my opinion. I think Kylo's way better. Oh my gosh, he's better.
So
Dude.
A couple things, Cubs fam. Number one, mic drop for It's Just Ian right now. If you have a mic, can you grab your mic and drop it right now for us? Can you do it?
I don't have one. I have my Xbox controller. I could do that.
Controller drop. Look, guys, this is why you need to be subbed to It's Just Ian right here. That was a great breakdown. I cannot add anything to that. That summed it up perfectly. Why Supreme Leader Kylo Ren probably deserves to be number 1, and you even brought up some points I hadn't considered yet. I actually did not know that he could solo Grievous teams, for example. Yeah. That's news to me. I haven't seen that yet.
It's scary.
That's Relic 7 Grievous teams?
Pretty much, yeah. He just goes crazy. With ultimates, I would say he can solo many more teams than just Grievous. It's kind of bonkers. If I was to add anything, I know I'm talking a lot right now, but if I was to add one more thing that might be kind of crazy thing, I might even like the uses, because now talking about offensive and defensive uses, GS is still going to be great. I don't know, like if we're talking just about GS himself, which I'm assuming we are, or if we're talking about the whole 501st. But in the whole 501st, I do like that a lot. Comparing that to Rey, not more than Rey, but I think that it's almost equal in my opinion. Rey and GS, but Kylo still trumps both of those characters, and I guess teams.
Kylo trumps them. All right, guys. Ian, I got to thank you for joining us for this month's edition of the Top 25. I think this was a great breakdown. I appreciate your analysis, as always. Everyone, you can find Ian. It's Just Ian on YouTube. And are you on the Twitch chain yet, Ian?
I am. It's Just Ian TV on Twitch. I'm trying to stream a little bit more.
All right. Right on.
Yep.
You got to get your computer fixed, right?
I do.
F in the chat for Ian's computer. Go to his streams and donate so that he can get a new computer. So tell him I sent you. All right, everyone. Thanks again for joining us for today's video. I hope you enjoy it. And if you did, leave a like and a comment below. Tell us how you would reorder this list. I agree with a lot of it. There's just a couple just quick summary. I think I'd flip Rey and Kylo based on what I've seen and based on Ian's unresistible logic that he just applied on us. It was that was a fracture logic right there. And then I think I'd also probably take Watt Tambor especially up a little bit higher on the list. Yeah. What changes would you make? Let me know down in the comments below. All right, everyone, thanks for joining me for the video. And as always, my brothers, don't forget